Imagine this. It's your birthday, the one day you should feel celebrated and cherished. The cake is lit, friends are laughing, and the man you've loved for years is right there beside you. Then, in a single cruel moment, he grabs your arm, looks you dead in the eyes, and says, "Get out. My sister needs this more than you do." The room goes silent. Your heart shatters. If that sounds painfully familiar, you're not alone. Stick with me until the end of this story because what happens next will leave you stunned, inspired, and maybe even reaching for tissues. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted completely, hit that like button right now and subscribe for more real, emotional stories that remind us we're stronger than we think. Emma had always been the kind of woman who loved deeply and quietly. At 28, she worked as a graphic designer from their cozy 2-bedroom apartment in the city, the one she and Alex had turned into a home over 4 years together. She remembered the day they met like it was yesterday. Alex, with his easy smile and gentle teasing, had spilled coffee on her favorite scarf at a crowded cafe. Instead of getting angry, she laughed, and that laugh turned into coffee dates, late-night talks, and eventually a love that felt like safety. Alex worked construction, long hours that left him tired but always affectionate. He called her his anchor, the one who kept him grounded when life got stormy. But storms were coming, and they had a name: Sophia, Alex's younger sister. Sophia was 25, beautiful in that fragile, attention-seeking way, and chronically in crisis. She bounced between jobs, relationships, and drama, always landing back on Alex's doorstep. Emma had tried to be understanding. She'd welcomed Sophia into their home countless times, cooked meals for her, even lent her money she never saw again. But lately, Sophia's visits had grown longer, her demands louder. "You don't understand what it's like for me," Sophia would say with tears in her eyes, positioning herself as the eternal victim. Alex, protective to a fault, couldn't see past his sister's tears. "She's family, Em," he'd say. "Blood is thicker than water." Emma's 30th birthday was supposed to be perfect. She had planned it for weeks. A small gathering at their apartment. Close friends, fairy lights strung across the living room, her favorite vanilla cake with fresh strawberries, and the new dress she'd saved up for. She wanted to feel special, especially after a tough year where she'd supported Alex through a layoff and put her own dreams of starting a freelance business on hold. As guests arrived, the apartment filled with warmth and laughter. Alex seemed happy, kissing her forehead and whispering, "You deserve this, babe." Then Sophia showed up uninvited, eyes puffy, dragging a suitcase. "I got kicked out of my place again," she announced dramatically, hugging Alex tightly. "I didn't know where else to go." The energy in the room shifted instantly. Emma's stomach dropped, but she forced a smile. "We can figure it out tomorrow, Sophia. Tonight's for celebrating." But Sophia wasn't having it. She launched into a tearful story about her latest heartbreak, how her ex had cheated and left her broke. Guests tried to be polite, but the party atmosphere evaporated. What happened next would replay in Emma's nightmares for months. Sophia, in the middle of her breakdown, knocked over the birthday cake. Icing smeared across the floor. Instead of helping clean or comforting Emma, Sophia wailed louder. Alex's face hardened. He turned to Emma, voice low and cold. "Can you just give her the bedroom for tonight? It's not that big a deal." Emma blinked in disbelief. "It's my birthday, Alex. I planned this. Can't she take the couch?" The argument escalated quickly. Sophia cried that she felt unwanted, that Emma had never really liked her. Alex, exhausted and frustrated, snapped. In front of everyone, he grabbed Emma's wrist, pulled her toward the door, and said the words that broke her. "Just go, Emma. My sister needs this more than you right now. You're being selfish." The door slammed behind her. Emma stood in the hallway in her new dress, mascara running, holding only her phone and a small gift bag from a friend. Friends texted her later, shocked and supportive, but the damage was done. She crashed at her best friend Mia's place that night, sobbing until her chest hurt. "How could he choose her over me? On my birthday?" Mia held her, reminding her she wasn't crazy for expecting basic respect. The days that followed were a blur of pain and forced strength. Emma called in sick to work, curled up on Mia's couch, replaying every moment of their relationship. Had she missed the red flags? The times Alex canceled their plans for Sophia's emergencies? The way he defended his sister even when she was clearly manipulating him. Emma felt invisible, like her love, her sacrifices, her quiet support had meant nothing. She cried for the future she thought they'd build, marriage, kids, growing old together. Nights were the hardest. She'd wake up reaching for Alex only to remember the cold hallway and that slammed door. Meanwhile, back at the apartment, things unraveled faster than anyone expected. Sophia moved in fully, turning the space into her personal chaos zone. She ate their food, ran up the electricity bill with all-night TV marathons, and invited questionable friends over. Alex tried to play the supportive brother, but the guilt started creeping in almost immediately. On the third day, he found the birthday card Emma had written him weeks earlier, hidden in a drawer. It spoke of her love, her hopes for their future, and how safe he made her feel. He sat on the edge of the bed, the same bed he'd told Emma to give up, and felt the weight of what he'd done. Sophia's behavior grew worse. She started arguments with Alex, demanding money and accusing him of not caring enough. One night, after a screaming match, she stormed out to stay with friends, leaving the apartment in shambles. Alex was alone for the first time in days, surrounded by silence and the remnants of Emma's things, her favorite mug, her sketchbooks, the photos of them smiling on trips. He tried calling Emma. No answer. Text after text went unread. The regret hit him like a freight train. He realized how much he'd taken her for granted. Her patience, her laughter that filled the apartment, the way she made ordinary days feel like home. Sophia's crises were endless, but Emma had been his constant. And he had thrown her away on her birthday. On the fifth day, Sophia returned, hungover and apologetic, but the damage to Alex's perspective was permanent. He confronted her gently but firmly. You need to figure out your own life, Soph. I can't keep sacrificing everything for you. Sophia was stunned. For the first time, she saw the pain she'd caused, not just to Emma but to her brother. Tears this time were real. The siblings talked late into the night, about their difficult childhood, how Alex had always been the protector, and how Sophia had leaned too heavily on that. They both admitted their mistakes. Sophia even said, I liked Emma. I was just jealous of how stable you two were. I ruined it. Alex showed up at Mia's door the next morning, looking like he hadn't slept. Flowers in hand, eyes red from crying. He poured his heart out on the doorstep. How sorry he was, how he'd been blind to Sophia's manipulation, how he missed Emma's voice, her touch, her everything. I chose wrong. I hurt the best thing in my life. Please, give me a chance to make it right. Emma listened, heart aching with a mix of love and deep sorrow. She saw his remorse was genuine. But something in her had shifted during those painful days alone. She realized her worth wasn't defined by how much she sacrificed for others. She deserved a love that chose her first, especially on the days that mattered. In the end, Emma didn't take him back immediately. She needed time to heal, to rebuild her confidence, and to pursue the freelance business she'd put on hold. They went to counseling together, and Sophia started therapy, learning boundaries and self-reliance. The road wasn't easy. There were more tears, honest conversations, and moments where Emma wondered if she could ever trust again. But slowly, they rebuilt something healthier. Alex learned to set boundaries with his sister. Sophia learned to stand on her own. And Emma learned that sometimes the greatest act of love is choosing yourself first. If you're watching this and you've ever been pushed aside, disrespected, or made to feel small in a relationship, know this: your birthday, your peace, your heart, they matter. Never let anyone make you feel like an option in your own life. Real love protects you, celebrates you, and chooses you even when it's hard. Emma came out stronger, wiser, and surrounded by people who truly valued her. And you can too. If this story touched you, moved you, or reminded you of your own strength, please like this video, drop a comment with your thoughts or your own experiences. I read every single one, and subscribe for more heartfelt stories that heal and inspire. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next one. You deserve stories that lift you up. Thanks for spending this time with me. Now go celebrate yourself today. You've got this.